different. You know who can't do something different is Puff. So he just got acquitted. He got charged for prostitution.
Yeah.
All that other shit that didn't really hit. And this was my takeaway, and I'll let you get the floor when it's your turn. I feel like, number one, all the extra noise that people was adding on to this shit fucked up the trial. And the prosecution fucked up the trial because they was leaning into that. First and foremost, for all you stupid, weird-ass niggas, regular people, and niggas that was popping up, talking about you seeing Carl Winslow at a Diddy party, that I knew that didn't make sense. That didn't sound true. The niggas was lying and people was believing that. The fake Meek Mill audio, I knew that was fake off rip. People was just coming up with fake theories talking about it's drugs in the baby oil, and they were so obsessed with talking about it and how much they found. It was never 100 bottles. It was just shit that people was saying. Motherfuckers was Jaguar Wright talking about she was rescuing motherfuckers out of the Diddy like she fucking Spider-Man, and people was believing each one of these fucking stupid scenarios when the reality is this. This is what really happened. This is what I think. And the prosecution fucked up because they was leaning so much on him being freaky, and I feel like the jury was like, we all freaky.
Yeah.
This sound like a domestic dispute, and with freaky shit added. I feel like it's this. Puff seemed like whoever he date is his muse. In terms of, he one of them niggas, like if he gonna dress you like Kanye, he gonna dress you, he gonna give you looks, he gonna produce you in the studio. He one of them niggas like when y'all go out, he be looking at you like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she chose up for Ryan Leslie, and you can't be mad at that. That's the game. She chose up for career reasons and opportunity reasons. Yeah. And I do think that they was in love at certain points in times, because that's why you get the text messages where she say, I can't wait for another freak off. Because in your dysfunction, like, everybody got to understand, everything ain't always black and white. Nope. In relationships, shit gonna happen. You're not gonna love your girlfriend or your wife 24/7, and she not gonna love you 24/7. It's gonna be ups and downs, peaks and valleys, blah, blah, blah. And our version of what they had going on is, let's say you in the bed and you trying to hit. So you know, partner, she don't really want to give you no ass, but she stick, you know what I'm saying, give you the toot. You know how you get the toot, and you
get
hit
your little side action.
Yeah, and you call it a day. They version was the freak off. The problem is Puff is a nigga that ain't never been told no. Right. He's so powerful, he's so successful that his ego is out of control.
I wouldn't even say that he's never been told no. He just never accepted a no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, he's in a position where even if he got a no, I can make moves and do things to make it a yes.
And his ego is like, I can't accept that. You know what I'm saying? So, and she knew that. So the freak off was going to happen whether her stomach hurt, she tired. You going to do a freak off. And then her being his muse, that's why he in the corner watching that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he want to look at her. You know what I'm saying? He infatuated with her. But because he can't be told no, he also abusive. Yeah. He not going to let you go. So now she forced to do shit she may not want to do all the time. You gon', like I said before, I can't wait to do freak off shit. In between a relationship, I feel like there might have been love there at a certain point in times, because you with somebody, you gonna find reasons to fuck with them. But I just feel like the bottom line was Diddy is abusive because of his tendencies to not want to be told no and to be so controlling, because he's had success with being so controlling. He ain't got where he got to without having a hard line of, this is how the shit gonna fucking go. Yeah. And it ain't no other way. Yeah. But when you in a relationship, that shit can't happen. And instead of just letting it go, whenever she tried to leave, even if a nigga in the same industry as you trying to fuck your bitch just because it's a one up on you, you can't respond like that. But she was trying to set up the play to, you know what I'm saying, get him to come over too. That's why I just feel like it boiled down to Puff is a nigga who is too intense and abusive and a weird ass nigga at the same time. Yeah. And Cassie, she was a victim in the circumstances that she found herself in, to where she ended up with a nigga that got way too much power over everything. She couldn't leave. She knew she couldn't leave. So at some point she tried to make do. But then at some point she like, I don't want to do this shit no more, but I got to. And that's where I think if the video of him beating her up came out during the trial, he would have been cooked. Yeah. But I feel like her team...
We had already seen it. She already settled.
Yeah, so like her team and the prosecution focused too much on other shit instead of just kind of being like, look, this nigga got money. He is a extremely powerful figure in the industry she's in, even if she want to leave. It's evidence that he's been abusive, so she's afraid of him. Yeah, it's been times because they were in a relationship, she relented to his advances, but at the end of the day, this nigga is doing too much. And he has to be prosecuted on that. Instead, they was like, baby oil, baby oil, baby oil, freak off, freak off, freak off. Yeah. And last thing before I let you take over, because I know you got some things you want to say, is not every fucking thing is this eyes wide shut party. Everybody was expecting shit to come out to be some fucking giant sex orgy where all the celebrities and powerful people are fucking kids and all types of stupid shit that conspiracies be saying, and it was never that. It was private relationship, sex, and abuse going on that Cassie wasn't with.
Okay, so I'm going to say I agree with most of what you said. Yes, I do think that she did choose up over Ron Isley. Or Leslie.
Ron Isley, like,
right.
I'm Mr. Biggs. Niggas be fucking my bitch, but not like that. Yeah. R. Kelly in jail.
First of all, Ron Isley ain't going.
Yeah,
like,
I'm Cincinnati.
I'm too much of a
he from Lincoln Heights? Yeah. That nigga, Mr. Biggs ain't going for that. He left R. Kelly in the desert.
Definitely, she realized that Diddy was the bigger fish.
Yeah.
She leveled up. No, you're not, like you said, you're not gonna hate on the bitch for that. Yeah. She chose up. But I think that choose up was the first seed planted in all of this. I think, like you said, when the trial happened, the fact that we had already seen the video of him hitting her, she settled. That was kind of like, okay, that's a wash. Yeah, we know he fucked up for hitting her, but she also settled and took the money instead of him going to jail for that. She rather got paid than to see him go to jail for hitting her, which lets me know that there was love there. And like you said, not all relationships are black and white. There's plenty of times where people wake up and you ain't in the best mood. You ain't in the best spirit. Maybe a month or maybe I was arguing the night before. You ain't fucking with a nigga. But like you said, when Diddy got all that power, he waking up every day thinking, it's a new day. I'm Diddy. It don't matter if we argued. I want to have a freak off. And like I said, I know there was times where she said no and he made her do it. But there's also times where he wasn't trying to do one. She was trying to do it. So that jumbles the pot. So I think at the end of the day, this trial, just like the Amber Heard trial, well, not like the Amber Heard trial, as far as it opened our eyes to realize that everything is not always what we think. Mm-hmm. We thought, oh, Cassie's just getting her ass beat every day and he just forcing her to have sex with people and it's like, no, like you said, Diddy was a freaky ass nigga. It's hella y'all niggas out here that eat ass. Bitches be talking about it on the net. Y'all eating ass. If y'all whole life got put on trial about what y'all do in the bedroom, a lot of niggas will look crazy. Even if you're not hitting your bitch, you doing nasty shit in the bed with your girl because that's your girl. But if it came out, everybody be looking at you crazy.
Yeah. Pastor Jenkins, like, what?
Right. You doing what with Miss Shirley?
What? Sing hymns in his booty hole.
So it's like, yeah, we look at all of this and we got to leave this saying, Cassie, we know you was done wrong. We definitely hope that moving forward, none of this stuff happened. But you also have to take a little bit of responsibility. Like you said in the trial, they was focused more on him hitting her and the baby oil. And like you said, all these rumors about drugs being in the baby oil and all of this. And come to find out, none of that shit is what he went to jail for. Yeah. The racketeering and the RICO shit, that shit got thrown out because at the end of the day, like you said, the jury of his peers was like, you just showing me that he hit women, which, let's be real, a lot of niggas hit women more than what we think.
I'm not one of them.
Up here we don't condone that, but I think if we just being logical, we came from an era where hitting bitches was a normal thing back in the day. Like, you go back 20, 40 years in the 80s, they was smacking bitches. That was like a thing, like smack a bitch.
Yeah.
So like, to say that we think that's rooted out, same thing with like racism. Like, racism is not rooted out because time has passed. It's just more hidden and undercover. So it's like, that happens more likely than not. Hell, we all might have a family member that's been in an abusive relationship and stayed with the nigga. And you don't understand it because you thinking, oh, if this happened, then this should be the result. but you're not understanding all the baggage and all the connection that's within that, even though it's toxic. So what I look at it and think is we left the trial saying, Cassie, you about your money, girl. We get that. You will level up on a nigga. I mean, her new husband better be worried because he a trainer. She find another nigga like Diddy that ain't smacking her and freaking her off, she might bounce ASAP.
Yeah. But I think, my fault. Go ahead.
Diddy, he a freaky nigga, but his career is not gonna die because the shit that we know he hit women, but that wasn't what he was on trial for. And now we just know he a freaky ass nigga in the bedroom. Okay, people still gonna fuck with him. And now we gotta sit back and say, what was this? Was it a witch hunt? What exactly were you trying to take Diddy down for? Because this whole racketeering prostitution thing is a little sketchy and little like a slippery slope.
Yeah. I think
niggas fly bitches out all the time.
And that's the problem right there, because that's like the Mann Act. You can't take people over state lines for the exclusive purpose of having sex with them. That's sex trafficking. The thing where I feel like the prosecution, well, not even the prosecution, but people failed to fully grasp, because Diddy's been implanted in our minds for so long as this. So it was hard to fathom him as this behind the scenes, very intense, powerful, violent nigga. Because you got to look at it. When we go back to the Biggie and Tupac shit, they was calling him all types of, I ain't gonna say the F word, around with bag, bitches, hoes, gay, all the soft. Like, you never look at him as a tough nigga, but behind the scenes, he moving like he one of them niggas. So you got to look at it to where our recollection to where we would think is like a girl dating the top drug dealer in your city. He got the city on lock. He's super violent. Everybody's scared, so they not gonna help her. So now she forced into a situation to where only thing you can do is to bring this nigga empire down to get away from him. That's the only thing that people just couldn't grasp.
Really?
I mean,
technically by the law, the
federal
sex trafficking
not
thing.
talking about the federal side, because they might have had a different motive just to drain this nigga pockets.
No,
But,
I'm just saying the whole flying bitches out. Like
it's technically illegal, but people do it. But if you want to go after a nigga on that, you can.
Listen, I don't want to get off track, but I just feel like a lot of the stuff that they've created a culture of flying out.
Yeah.
This is a cultural thing. OnlyFans bitches are all trying to get flown out.
But you know what they say? It's cool when you do it. What niggas gotta understand is, no matter how much money you get, you was not on the same level of like a Jeffrey Epstein, all of these motherfuckers that probably was on the list that can make that shit go away. You gonna get put on Front Street. You can't play them same games. Yeah, right. You can't. So when you try to go in there and be on some shit, that's the culture.
They said Diddy was on that type of that Epstein shit, recording niggas and shit.
But I
feel like that's what this trial was about. It was to be able to seize his property, go in, steal the tapes, whatever footage he had, and then it was like, you can go about your business.
They went for the tapes like on Players Club after he beat up Ebony. She like, boy, leave them fucking tapes. You know what I'm talking about? You know how much of a freaky nigga that you wanted, like, you done beat this girl half to death. And they trying to get you out of here to get you out of the situation. You like, oh shit, my booty flicks. I gotta go get him. Like, nigga, do you know how sick you is? And it's the nigga who ran like this on Boys in the Hood. Like, I used to think that was game back in the day when I was young. I'm like, this nigga rapping now?
But I'm just at the point where it's like, they've made this into a thing, and if I try to take him down, like, in his situation, it's a little different because he wasn't just saying, let me fly a chick out so I can.
I think he was also.
He was actually getting like escorts.
Yeah,
flying the escorts out, and then they were sleeping niggas, but they were then sleeping with somebody else.
That's what I'm saying. That's still sex trafficking, and the RICO shit come in because they was trying to see if he was using funds from his company. That's what you can't do as well, because if you breaking the law, crossing state lines, and you using your money from your company to do so to fund that, it's like technically you funding an illegal enterprise.
All right, so let me ask you this. If I fly to Miami and I fuck a bitch, did I sex traffic myself?
No, because you didn't come with the explicit intent. You went on vacay. I did.
When I went on vacay, I told myself I'm fucking a bitch on my vacay.
But you didn't use Wale Enterprises to buy the hotel.
Well, apparently he didn't either.
But that's what they was trying to figure out.
Okay.
What he,
that's why. Okay,
because he's such a big figure too.
Yeah,
they was thinking like it might be more where this came from, and all of that shit got you sidetracked from where I think what happened to Cassie. She was just in a precarious situation where it was too much for her to handle, because once the mask came off, he was a darker person than I think she expected. Like I think she expected some type of. Because like
she probably thought it was some weird shit. He was into some weird shit.
It's like,
because she didn't think she was gonna be getting fucked up.
It's like, because like as men, we can never put ourselves in a position as women, and when we do, you see how we flip the fuck out. Because whenever they say it's like a male rapist or getting raped in jail, our first mind is to kill a nigga or die. So you gotta imagine the perspective of a woman to be on the menu, such, you know what I'm saying, at a high rate like that, to where it puts you in a situation where you got to do what you got to do to just make it to the next day or keep your lifestyle. Because, like, you make it to the top of the top penthouse nigga. Yeah. Now.
You don't know what come with that.
Yeah. So now he's saying, oh, well, shit, we do freak offs at the top. Damn, I done made it to the top. And this nigga, everything, even if I fall back down, he can make my life a living hell. Yeah. He done blew Kid Cudi car up. He got guns, even though he owned them. He got hella guns. He got connections to all this and that. Yeah. So now, and he not afraid to leverage that.
Right, yeah.
So that's where it comes in.
He know how to leverage it too.
And he beat her up on top of that. So that's all the evidence that showed that this nigga is a dangerous person and that I need this nigga away.
I would agree that after all of this, we definitely know Diddy is a dangerous person.